can I just point out again that I haven't done anything to this hair, right? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you guys with another wig video, wig tutorial, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about hair. First of all, how to choose hair, how to get into wigs, things that they just don't tell you about wigs. So first and foremost, wigs are expensive, okay? Hair in general is expensive. The first wig I ever had was one that I made, and I bought hair from Tiana Taylor's hairline. I bought 3 bundles and I paid something like £400 for the bundles, and I bought a U-part closure. Before I even knew what a U-part closure was, I saw something online, I thought it looked amazing. It had no knots, there was nothing to bleach. It literally looked like it was coming out of a scalp. It was silk pressed. It looked like a fake scalp. So that was my introduction to fake scalp or you know, realistic looking hair. And that U-part closer was £200. And you guys, that was just normal hair. It wasn't cut, it wasn't styled, it wasn't colored, it was nothing. It was just plain natural bundles and a U-part closure. And I went on YouTube and tried to figure out how to make a wig, because I said to myself, I already spent £600. That's not including customs and shipping and all that stuff. £600 to get it from the US to here. I'm not paying any more money for somebody to make this into a wig. I'm doing it myself. That was my introduction to wigs. Ever since then, I haven't really looked back. That wig that I made was one of the best wigs I've ever had in my entire life. That wig still looks brand new. In fact, it looks so good that I was able to give it to someone else and they wear it and it looks amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any documentaries on how your hair is sourced, how they get the Malaysian, the Peruvian, the Indian Remy, all of that. But I've watched quite a few, and basically what an ethical process looks like is that they go out and find these ladies. The manufacturers will go out, find these ladies, and their hair is usually super long, all the way down to their knees, and they will cut off half or maybe all of it, and they would sell it for a reasonable price so that these ladies can go out and actually live their life from the money that they receive. Like, they get a good wage. They are supposed to. However, not all companies do that. In some of the documentaries and the research that I've done, I know that some Indian hair is sourced from religious events where women cut off their hair. I'm not too familiar with the rituals or the religious events, so I apologize if I say something that's incorrect, because I might have a little bit of ignorance on the matter. But from what I have seen, right, they have these religious events where they sacrifice their hair, they sacrifice their beauty, and that hair gets taken and it's sold to the Western market as Indian Remy hair or whatever hair that you're going to get. And most times that hair is good quality.
12, maybe even 15 years to grow to this length. Very, very expensive. I mean, a kilo of hair this length would be easily $2,500.
But there is a practice that's done which is really bad, where the hair hasn't been cut off of someone's head. It's been taken from shedded hair from a salon or a shop. Yeah, it's just not good quality hair at all. It's shedded hair. It's hair that's literally dead, split ends, all that kind of stuff. And what they do, they pick it all up, they wash it, process it, treat it with some chemicals, make it look really amazing and wavy and nice, and then they package it and sell it off to you. And then you go off and buy this hair thinking that it's Indian Remy or thinking that it's Peruvian or whatever it is. And it looks good out the box. But as soon as you wash it, that hair becomes trash. Literally trash. Like, the ends, you can see they're all split. It just looks horrible. And by the time you try to detangle it, it's just, and no amount of conditioner or anything would work on it, because that hair is trash. I used to go to my local beauty shop we have in London. That was my first introduction to weaves, extensions, that sort of thing. I used to braid my hair before that with just Marley hair. I also used to make Marley hair look like, you know, look like extensions and stuff. But that's if you want to check out those videos, then they're down below, but that's for another time. But anyway, back to the story. I would wear those weaves for like 2 weeks. And by that time, the hair had already started to mat. It started to get tangled in the back. I used to have to cut it out because it wasn't Remy hair. It wasn't good quality hair. It was absolutely shit hair that you couldn't sleep on because they would it's like the hairs got so tangled together and twisted that it ended up looking like a bird's nest, and no amount of oil or gel or whatever could straighten out those hairs. And do you know why that's happened? Because the hair was bad quality, it was cheap. I have also heard horror stories from people who found like lice and like eggs in there. You pay 30-40 pounds for a bundle, and in 2 weeks you can't even wash it or wear it again or anything like that. You'd have to buy it new. So I'm just coming to pass along a little bit of wisdom to you guys on hair and learn from my mistakes so that you guys get some good quality stuff. I will never bring you guys anything that I don't feel is good quality. I always check out the hair, what it looks like, how it feels. I wouldn't recommend something to you guys if I don't like it, or if I wouldn't personally wear it myself. I wouldn't do it for money. I wouldn't do it to spoil my integrity. It just wouldn't happen. There was a lot of controversy when I brought out this HAIRVIVI wig, right? And I said that $400 was affordable. But what you guys have to understand is that $400 for good quality hair is pretty damn good. Like, this has been cut, it's been colored, it's been styled, the bleach of the knots has been done, the partings have been done and pre-plucked for you guys. It already had its baby hairs done. I have to do nothing to this wig. It is not glued down. See that? It's not glued down. I literally just pop it on and go. If you want that kind of styling, you want it to look realistic, then you have to pay for it. Oh, and also this is a celebrity hairstylist wig, which is why it costs $399.99. For me personally, $400 on hair is affordable. I spend more than that on shoes. So that's the budget that I'm working with. But I understand that that is not everybody's budget. Wigs can range anywhere from 100 if it's on sale to thousands, literally thousands of dollars. Okay, so that's just my little 2 cents on the matter. Moving on to the second thing, how to pick your wigs. It depends on what you want, what kind of style. You guys can watch a lot of YouTube tutorials. There are loads of different YouTubers out there as well who do lots of different tutorials on wigs and weaves and how to choose them. I personally don't like my wigs to be super thick and full because I don't think that's realistic. Nobody has hair that is 5-6 bundles big. Big hair, thick hair, full looking hair comes from adding volume to your hair. So the way you style it, the blow drying method that you use. This is about 150% density. As you can see, the more that I pull it up, the more volume that it's already getting. And I'm not styling, I'm just showing you that how you can get volume in hair, right? So if you were to style this properly, blow dry it up, then it will get big and poofy. This hair is the one from HAIRVIVI that I showed you guys before. And another issue that you guys had with this was the wig cap and them not giving credit to a YouTuber who you guys said has perfected the fake scalp method or invented the fake scalp method. I have to admit, I didn't know about this YouTuber. I didn't know about her styling or whatever. My responsibility to you guys and to the brand is to be a liaison between you and the brand and to let you guys know everything that the brand has told me and to be completely honest with you guys, which is why I was very honest with you guys and told you guys that the company said that they were making a pattern, which is what they told me. I can only give you information that is relayed to me, right? And I give you guys all the information that I have so you can make a decision for yourselves, and you then give me feedback, which is great because then that means that the company gets the feedback and they can then respond to you guys, which is what YouTubers and influencers are supposed to do. We are liaisons between you and a brand, and your opinions and your voices get heard. So HAIRVIVI has heard you, okay? They wanted me to introduce you guys to a whole new wig that they've come out with, and they've also made this wig more affordable for you guys. But again, affordability is subjective, but I hope it will be affordable, more affordable for you guys. Alright, this is how it comes. They also give 2 clips, their card, and how to wash the hair, how to love the hair, how to love the girl, and a Toni & Guy comb. So this is what the hair looks like. It's kind of like a natural black. You can see it's got a little bit of shine to it, little brown tones. The knots have been bleached. This smells great, by the way. The only thing that I would say is that I wish when they pluck the hair and they're going to put the fake scalp that they're putting in, I wish they would put it just a little further back. I'll show you guys what I mean in a minute. So this is the hairband, and it's a branded hairband as well. And it's cool because it has these little grips. Just like this wig, it has these little grips in the back where you can adjust it like a bra strap. You can also remove them as well. So the way that it's done is that they put a piece of material on the inside of the wig that is flesh colored, whichever color that you want to choose, that suits your skin tone the most. And then they've got lace over the wig. Okay? This is what it looks like. So it's very secure. Now I'm gonna pop this on my head. Okay, you guys, I've got the wig on. Can I just point out again that I haven't done anything to this hair, right? You can tell what the hair's gonna be like by just touching it and playing with it and seeing how it falls and lands. They start the fake scalp really close. I would appreciate if there was a little more baby hair to work with, because my hair starts here, but the wig starts there. So, I mean, it's fine. Like, I can use my own baby hair to make baby hair, but still. If you want it to lie flatter here, you can use the wig combs. I don't use the wig combs of any wig except for the one in the back because I have an anchor braid in the back. But I am not going to get traction alopecia for anyone, okay? So I don't use them. Listen, going back to things that people do not tell you when you get a wig. There are a few wigs that you can wear straight out of the box. Very few. If somebody says to you, oh yeah, you can just, don't believe them, okay? They spent time behind the scenes preparing the wig and putting it on. I've gotten the method of putting on a wig in the morning down to 15 minutes exactly. 15 minutes in the morning is all I need to get ready and put on my wig and go, okay? And that's because of the method that I use to put on my wigs, and I showed you guys. But that's not how it goes out of the box. Out of the box, you have to take the time to prepare the baby hairs, pluck and bleach and do all that to make it look realistic. That's going to take at least an hour to 2 or 3, depending on if you need to bleach knots or not, okay? And can we also just take a moment to appreciate that a wig is a wig, okay? It's not your hair. A lace wig is not your real hair. If people get close to you, they're going to see that you have a lace wig on. No matter how many times you bleach the knots, no matter how much concealer you put in the middle, if you have a 4K camera like I do right now, or if you have good eyesight, if you get close to someone, you are going to see that it has lace. I mean, there are miracles in 2019, but Jesus don't work at the wig factory, baby. This is the only wig that I have, the only company that I know of so far that I can do that with. All the other wigs that I have that I can just throw on and go, I have to put like a little bit of my hair out in the front to make it look more realistic, or it's like a big poofy afro, or it's a wig that has bangs or something so you don't see forehead, you don't see tracks, you don't see anything. Like, this is the only wig, I'm just looking in the mirror, sorry, this is the only one that I've got that stays flat. Yes, I'm gonna go hard for HAIRVIVI, okay, because I like the company, I like the brand, man. The hair is good, and it just it's speaking for itself. No, like, come on, you can't tell me that this hair is not amazing. Okay, all right, I'm done now. I'm done. So that was a little bit of what to look for when you're trying to shop for hair online. If it's too good to be true, the price will tell you. I would always say go for a brand that has been reviewed by people you know and trust, and go for brands that are responsive, like that actually work and listen to what you're saying and bring a response to you. Okay, that's all it is. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.